Happy Virgo full moon. Where my Pisces at? My home mermaids. Hope you're all having a beautiful full moon. Full moon. Full moon. Yeah, it's my season. I'm a Pisces sun, for those of you who don't know. So yeah, the Virgo energy of this full moon is always so balancing for the Pisces energy that we all have, right? Because we all contain all of the zodiac energy. So if you're feeling more creative, if you're feeling more into your imagination, that makes sense, because when we have the balancing of the Virgo, we can understand how to bring our dreams to life and bring in that envision energy of the manifestation we're looking for. We get the stepping stones of that creative idea, if that makes sense. So let's see what the cards are for us today for the Virgo full moon, going in with the Oracle deck and then more clarification and guidance with the tarot. And I'd love to know all of your guys' sun signs if you want to share, even your moon sign. I feel like the moon sign sometimes speaks more, right? They say that's how we kind of show up in the world with our moon sign. So yeah, let me know. I want to know. Okay, let's see what we got here. So we have 4 cards of the Oracle deck today. The first card we got, which is one we've had the last couple weeks, but you are whole. And I love this reminder again too, because whenever we get a full moon in our season of whatever it is, we're getting the complementary sign that helps us feel more into our wholeness or gives us more clarity. So we're being asked to really go in so we can understand our wholeness and to radiate that out. Beautiful. So we have a lot going on today. We have the heart expansion card, which I absolutely love this card. And the affirmation is, with every inhale and exhale, I expand my heart to encompass my whole being and radiate love in all directions. How beautiful is that? Pairing together. I don't think I've had these two together, you guys. That feels great, and I'm kind of getting emotional. And then we get emotional healing. What a coinky dink. The affirmation is, I release all that no longer serves me with love and gratitude. I inhale love and exhale forgiveness. So, especially with the Pisces season and the water energy, we feel a lot as Pisceans, right? Or even just as sensitive human beings, so which we all are. So allowing through our heart expansion that we're going to have some emotional healing happen, right? Even if it brings to the surface some contrast, or funny enough, I was guided to where the yin yang, we're balancing our wholeness. So as we open up our heart, we heal our emotions. We heal our past walls, or maybe even current walls around our heart. And then within that, we get the astral traveler. So I'm hearing we get that foundation of our wholeness and an open heart expansion, because then we can tap into more of our galacticness. We can tap in and travel and lucid dream and all of that fun stuff that maybe you're wanting to tap more into. And when we have an open heart, we have an open mind. Our whole being is online and in our wholeness, so we can tap in. Beautiful. The affirmation is, I'm a cosmic being that can travel the universe to rediscover aspects of my soul's history and the mysteries of source energy. So I'm hearing too, if you've been wanting to maybe even connect more with your team or your higher self, this is a sign that it's happening, especially if you practice anything that may be blocking you emotionally, maybe a fear around your heart. We have to be vulnerable in order to discover and get some information, right? Even if we're talking to someone in general on a physical plane world, we have to communicate and be open and have an open heart. And maybe, again, heal the walls around the heart is what I'm hearing. I keep hearing that. So let's go into the tarot and see what comes through. We already have something popping out. There's so much energy for this full moon. But I am hearing, since Virgo is a grounded, mutable sign, right? What is it? A mutable earth sign. There we go. There is a lot of needing to ground our emotions for our emotional healing. So that's when we can step into our wholeness as well. Instead of just, sometimes Virgos can be in their heads and trying to get perfect everything happening and structures, and yet there's tightness around the heart, right? So it's safe to open up to your heart even while remaining really grounded and practical. And maybe that's also around for the astral traveler. Sometimes when we're so in our head, we can miss the guidance that's coming through already. So be open to something new, maybe, even I'm hearing. So a lot coming up for emotional healing. Let's see. Anything else? Okay, that's all. So the first tarot cards we got flew right, everything basically flew right on top of the emotional healing. Oh, okay, guys. So we get the Hanged Man, but in reverse. And I'm pretty sure that the Hanged Man represents Piscean energy. And it's all about looking at something from a new perspective, right? The Piscean energy falls at the end of the zodiac signs. So it's a culmination of everything. So when we have so much knowledge, sometimes we have to flip it on its head. And see how this pyramid even has the seeing eye? See something, again, pulled back to the astral traveler. Maybe, again, you have to see something from a new perspective. But we're having it also in reverse. So maybe it's just looking at something straight on without any interference of the mind, quieting and going into the heart space. Because then we get the Queen of Emotions. It also came out in reverse. So maybe even letting go of our fears, trusting that we can see that true perspective, right? Yeah, because we get the Three of Emotions. When we allow this new perspective in and let go of what we're maybe even clenching to, or like, it has to be this way, otherwise I'm not safe, we open up into whole new perspectives of abundance. Our emotional heart opens up. Yeah, we create new community and even get downloads, right? Do you see how they're coming together and getting downloads and even above the ground? So we can get lost sometimes in our emotions or what we're passionate about even. This is the Five of Inspiration. It's like the Five of Wands. We can get confused sometimes or scared to look at our true reflection. But it's safe to look at our darkness and to discover what those walls around the heart may be, or what perspective we need to look at from a different angle, right? And even within this, we trust this tiny little wire to hold our being, to hold our essence of who we are, our physicality even. In order to connect and astral travel, we have to surrender. It's stepping back from who we really are, our identification of our humanness, right? So trust it's safe. Trust that it will all come forward as it's meant to. Yeah. Seven of Materials, it's trusting this divine timing. Look, she's on the pathway. She's manifested all of these beautiful flowers into the galactic infiniteness, but she has to tie her shoe. She has to do something first before she can get there. So maybe even too, there's trusting that even around our hearts, just because we may have a wall doesn't mean we're not deserving of having an open, expanded wholeness of our being, or feeling that already, right? And even the symbolism of needing to tie our shoe just means we might need to have a little bit more healing happen. And that's okay, because we're always healing, right? We can't stop that. I mean, we can, but then we're going to feel stagnant and sad or stuck, right? So we get the Queen of Inspiration. Again, look at these beautiful downloads that she's getting. This beautiful connectedness. So when we're open and allow ourselves to find our wholeness, we're rewarded. And maybe that's even allowing the synchronicity of things to click into place, because we're not micromanaging the universe or our lives or other people. Ooh. Yeah, the Emperor coming out. So I'm hearing in this way too, it's letting go of maybe where the Virgo energy can be very masculine sometimes, right? I sense it that way. Maybe you feel it differently, right? There's masculine and feminine and everything. But when we sometimes are very logical, and again, I'm being pulled to the astral traveler, I have to see that the Arcturians, for example, exist by X, Y, and Z. And if it doesn't show up this way, then I don't believe in them. That's just an example, right? Or if I can't see anything, I need to be shown something to know it's real. But if I feel it, I don't know if that's safe. So we're being guided into this place of balancing the masculine and feminine. See how this energy of the Emperor, she's just open. Her hands are tossing in the air. She's just, okay. Trusting, again, being pulled now back to the wholeness. There's a whole way that the universe works that none of us will ever, I think, ever be able to understand as a human being, right? We can have glimpses of it where we like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But then it's fleeting, right? I even get these like downloads where it's like, oh, I feel so safe. I understand, blah, blah, blah. And then it's gone. And then I'm like, why? Where did it go? Yeah, so we just need to trust and surrender. Reminding of our power to surrender within our emotions too. Maybe we're having a ton of emotional healing come up and it feels overwhelming. And so we're shutting down our hearts, but yet we're asked to be opening up to our multidimensionalness, to our wholeness, to a whole new place of heart expansion that we never even thought possible, but is. Oh. So I'm hearing in this way too, if you're feeling your emotions are a little all over the place, or you're being pulled in directions you're not very unsure of, being called to ground. Ooh, yep, and we got the moon card flying out. Yeah, let me grab the card. Oh, trust and surrender. And within that, we also got the 7 of inspirations. She's trying to hold it all together, trying to force her magic to be open. And it's 11:11 on the clock right now as I'm recording this. So see the difference within the energy of the hands, by the way, too? There's force. There's head down, almost closed off in the fetal position, trying to push this galactic energy. Or maybe even I'm seeing in this way, like trying to open up the heart. So we don't have to make it as hard as we think sometimes. It's safe for things to be easy, for them to flow, to trust that there's something bigger than us going on that we can see again from this new perspective. Right? That just because we may feel, and I know that even for me, it's like, oh, I'll feel whole once X, Y, and Z happens, right? Or deserving of like relaxing and not trying to always be productive and yada, yada, yada. Trust that right now with this full moon, we're being guided to tap into our wholeness by healing our emotions so that our heart can expand and we can tap more into our multidimensionalness, to our true wholeness, even beyond what we know as a human. That we're syncing up with that essence in a deeper way than ever before through the work we do on our emotions, that we do on our hearts. And maybe I'm hearing for someone very specific, maybe this also could be allowing ourselves to finally love, let love in. That maybe you're always giving, but don't feel safe enough, don't feel whole enough or complete enough to receive love. Maybe even on a romantic level or a general level, right? So trust it's safe. You're already whole. You don't need to do anything else to even heal. You're perfect as you are. It's just allowing this energy to protect you and move you. Trust this full moon is nourishing you even without you doing anything. I hope that was helpful in some way for you. And have a beautiful Virgo full moon, and have fun connecting with your Piscean imagination and all of that fun stuff.